Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in for another episode of reviewing my guitars. And this time around we're gonna have probably my favorite 7 strings that I've played so far. Yes, indeed we're talking about the ESP Ltd SH7 ET. It's this beauty right here. Should have probably cleaned it before, right? There we go, and we're back with a little bit more presentable, clean guitar. Sorry about that. Today we're talking about the ESP Ltd SH7 ET. Now, this in fact has been one of my favorite 7 strings that I've ever played. And yeah, the purpose of the video is basically just to inform you about my experience with this guitar so far. I've had it for maybe 5 years or so. I've played it a lot, and it's turned quickly into one of my favorite 7 strings that I've owned. First off, let's just mention what the abbreviation stands for. SH7 stands for Sir Hedley. He's the guitarist from Korn, besides Monkey, who's the other guitarist. And yeah, this was his first signature guitar that he released with ESP after he made the switch from Ibanez after such a long time. And in fact, I think he made a very big statement with this first model because it's just so feature-packed and it's such a lovely guitar. Then we have the ET, which stands for Evertune, which is the Evertune bridge system, and it's awesome. I already have 2 guitars with Evertunes, and I swear by it, and it's one of the best inventions out there. Shout out to Evertune for creating such an amazing piece of technology. So let's go over quickly through the specs of this thing. 25.5-inch scale length. It has 7 strings. An Evertune bridge. It has Fishman Fluence pickups, the Fishman Fluence Moderns. It has ebony fretboard, flame maple veneer, I believe this is, in a beautiful purple finish. Basswood body, a maple neck. So those are locking tuners as well. With those things out of the way, let's talk quickly about the playability of this thing, because that was the first thing that I noticed about this guitar as soon as I picked it up. It has such a smooth neck. I believe it's natural finish, like very finely sanded or satin. It's so smooth and so fast to play. And because of the 25.5-inch scale length, I would highly recommend this guitar to people who are making the switch from 6 strings to 7, because it will just make the transition a little bit more enjoyable and easy on your hands. So you will not be getting overwhelmed by the extra 7 string plus the long scale length. In that aspect, it's very easy to play, and you can make the switch from 6 to 7 much more easily, and you will not get your hand fatigued after like 2 minutes of playing. Yeah, and because of the scale length, the strings, at least the ones that I have here, which are 10 to 62, they don't have an extreme tight tension to them, so makes it a really joy to play and a very similar feeling to my other guitars and the other 6-string guitars. This is my preference and I like to have it in this way, but have that checked for yourself if you can get a hold of one of these to make sure that that's the right scaling for you. The next thing that I want to talk about in terms of playability is the Evertune bridge. I love Evertune. I mean, I have 2 guitars with the Evertune system, and if I could, I would honestly put it on every guitar out there. Whatever negative comments there are, it's probably from people who either are overwhelmed by it or that they feel scared by the complexity, or I don't know exactly, but in fact, I didn't even need to look at a manual or anything. It was just so intuitive to use, and in the 5 years or however many years that I've had the guitar, I can count on literally one hand how many times I tune the guitar. Of course, it's necessary when you change the strings, but once you have it set up, no matter the temperature or the humidity changes, it always stays in tune. I might have just done some minor adjustments to the neck to make it straighter if it goes out of whack a little bit. It's super stable, which is why it makes this guitar so ideal for recording. Of course, touring as well, because then you change environment very often. But also for recording, you just can be sure that every time you track it, you're gonna be in tune, and no matter how hard you bend it or you abuse it, it's gonna stay in tune no matter what. So I swear by this system, and if you're scared of trying one, don't be. It always performs to what it stands for. The setup and the changing of strings is just so easy. The only difference is that you don't need to rely on the tuners tuning it, but you put one of these keys that come with the Evertune inside the saddles and you tune it in that way, and then you're good to go. In the back you have the intonation screws just like any other bridge, and from the top you adjust the height of the saddles like any other bridge. So there's really nothing complicated about it. And yeah, that's for the Evertune system. Then for the Fishman Fluence pickups, it was my first experience with active pickups, so it's one of the reasons why I bought this, because there was so much hype around Fishman Fluence that I said, okay, I will try them. In fact, I like them a lot. They have 2 voicings, so when you push it down, it becomes active and has more output, and the signal is a little bit more compressed, which makes this guitar very versatile. Other things that I noticed that the pickups are very good for recording, because they are very consistent. You don't get too many annoying whistles or anything like that you need to EQ out there. They just fit right in the mix. They're very good. And another thing that surprised me is the neck pickup. It's quite good for clean stuff as well. It has a very nice voicing. I think you will find the neck pickup to be quite good. What else? That's about it. Let's then head over to the negatives. Number 1 would be probably the weight. As actually, you notice it immediately, and I think it's due to the fact that you have obviously kind of a carved maple cap on top with a veneer on top, but it weighs quite a lot. And I think also because of the Evertune system, of course, you have 7 modules, and the system weighs a little bit more than a normal one. All of this attributes to a slightly heavier guitar. However, for me, this has not been a problem, because most of the time I am recording at home and I have the guitar sitting on my lap, so I don't notice as much. Then the other thing could be probably an aesthetical thing. About the headstock, that for me is maybe a little bit too crude or too basic, too big, I don't know, something. I think it's just too simple, especially with comparing to the body. It just seems to kind of not fit aesthetically, but this is a minor thing because it plays beautifully, it feels beautiful, and that's all I need from a guitar. And the last negative thing I would probably mention that, yeah, obviously as active pickups, they need a battery, so most of the guitars that I own are with passive pickups, so I don't like having an extra thing to worry about. Anyway, it's not really a problem, just yeah, something to mention. Yeah, let's go ahead and listen to some clips, shall we? So guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please click like, subscribe if you want me to do more videos like this. I have a few other guitars to go through. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you have this guitar? Do you like it? Or are you planning on buying it but you're not sure about something? Just let me know and I'll try to answer your questions. So until next time, take care.